Hello Internet, this is Roshi and I'm back with another reaction, this time reacting to some Zenless Zone Zero Intels. That's right, Zenless Zone Zero is now up in the rotation, and I figured I'd check these out. There's not that many of them, about 10 or so, and they're about a minute long each. And yeah, shouldn't take too long. However, after I just said that, if you're familiar with my other reactions, then you know that this could easily be a lot longer. But I guess we'll have to see and find out for ourselves now, shall we? I'm not really sure what to expect. I think this is about their combat, their moves. I don't know. Anyway, let's get into it. First, we're starting with Chingi.
A new case to solve? Let me finish my cup of hot water. Cross the line and you get shot. One fell swoop. Following orders. Time to close the net. Here comes the verdict. Is that all?
Okay. That was Chingi right there. Just to, I guess, share a little bit now. Chingi I thought looked really cool. I also liked her, I think it was her demo. I don't know, when you have like the Ginyu force of elderly people just fighting alongside her was a lot of fun. But in this one, we got to see a bit of her moves, and looks great. There's a lot of stun, all that stuff going on. The animation's flashy, but I mean, when it comes to Zenless Zone Zero, their animations are pretty top of the game in my opinion. Even like the eye candy and all that stuff, just the effects that are being used, the movements of the characters, it feels very unique to me. There's a lot going on, but for me anyway, I could still follow it, and that's just fun. I don't know, Chingi was a character where I was like, hey, if I ended up with a Chingi, I wouldn't be disappointed. That's when I was playing it. But anyway, yeah. That was fun. I think I'm gonna like these. Just like little quick snippets of what it looks like to play as them. And Zenless Zone Zero is just very, very flashy, so you know you're in for a good time if you're watching these specific battle animations. These, I don't know, their fights, their encounter animation, whatever, just their moves. You know, we're watching their moves. And I like that kind of thing. Alright, let's move on to the next one. Okay, Jane Doe.
Ready or not, here I come. Who's the hunter and who's the prey? I'll make it painless. Let's kick it up a notch. So close. Now, you're the prey. How do you like me now?
I like you a lot, Jane Doe. Yeah, that has not changed for me. Now, on my account when I was playing, I did pull and I ended up managing to get Jane Doe. She is extremely fun, just very fast. A lot of these characters are fast. Yeah, fast, daggers. Just, I don't know. She's hot! What do you want from me? I think that she has amazing animations all around. Whether she's in a cutscene or not in a cutscene, whether it's her combat, whatever that is, I have no complaints when Jane Doe is on screen. I guess the only complaint I could have is that sometimes Sometimes you can get a little uncomfortable with how she goes about her business. Some people are into that. I'm not going to say whether or not I am. And we're just going to move on to the next character right now. Jane Doe's really cool. I like Jane Doe, and even though I haven't played Zenless Zone Zero in a while, I still don't regret pulling for her. Because I like getting characters that I just like. You know? I don't really necessarily care about, like, their play style and, like, meta and all that stuff. When it comes to these games, that's low tier. I don't really care about that. But if the character is appealing to me, whether it's story or design or something like that, that's what speaks to me more. And as far as I'm concerned, Jane Doe has got a lot of that going on. Even the things that I'm less interested in, she's still got that. Anyway, let's move on to the next. Caesar.
Hey, where are you looking? Quit stalling and face me!
Oh, the music, I forgot.
Let me show you how it's
She had some
done.
screamo in her demo, I think.
It's nothing. Missed me. Yeah, come on. Halt. One step further. Home is where the head is?
Oh, it's supposed to be where the heart is. Anyway, yeah, Caesar. I forgot to say this before. The music in these has been fantastic. When it comes to, I mean, we all know the whole Hoyo versus a music company first, game company second. And overall, I would say that I'm not the biggest fan of Zenless Zone Zero music when compared to their other games' music, right? This isn't saying that it's bad. This is just saying I might prefer something else more. However, there are some things that are in Zenless Zone Zero that I'm like, this is just a freaking bop, or this is awesome. Like, I love this right now. I don't know. It goes back and forth for me. I liked her theme song just now, or whatever you want to call that. I thought that was great. It just felt very different, and I loved it. These animations go so well with the music choice that they have too. Just in sync with it matches. There were so many moments in this that, with hearing the vocals and seeing her on screen, and she's doing that move where she like blocks with the shield and does the counter, like that's, I don't know, it just looks fun. It sounds fun. The sound design in these games is always fantastic. Even like outside of music, like I said, like the shield sound, like the block sound, when you're countering something with any of these characters, like there is good game feel through their sound effects. And music and sound effects are, like I said, they're really, really important. And they make the visuals even better. They amplify the visuals. This game would not be as fun if you played it on mute. You could, but you'd probably fall out of it relatively quick, right? I think that goes with most things. Anyway, but Caesar specifically, I think Caesar is cool. I like her vibe. Very, like, you know, Mad Max, right? That's the feeling I got from watching her other stuff. And then here, I liked her combat, how she's got the sword and shield thing. And that makes sense, because Caesar and that style of fighting, like, you know, it works. It works. But there's this very modern, I don't know if it's modern, but like post-apocalyptic feel to her and her design. But also having that older style of combat to go with it. It's a very interesting mix, and I really, really like that feel. I feel like it's very, to me it seems unique, right? Anyway, fantastic. That was really cool. Loved it. Let's move on to the next one.
A little fire
Bernice.
here, a little fire there. Let's light this hollow up. Bernice, ready, fire!
And of course, she has her song. I played her test run. Fun.
Brighter than fireworks. Let's crank it up. This party is just getting started. Happy time. More nitro fuel.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know, that's cool as hell. Man, say something other than cool. It was hot. Alright, that was stupid. Alright, so I don't think I've ever played a game where a character had, I mean, maybe you have, but I haven't, so it's unique to me and I like it, where a character is dual wielding flamethrowers. You know? That's pretty sick. Especially, I mean, just her animations for it too. Like, she has a lot of fast movements, but there's also the slowdown and like the build up to something explosive, right? Like the whole starting with one flamethrower, hitting a bunch of guys, stunning them, adding the second flamethrower, more fire, and then bam, just like a big old burst. And like just like that is really cool. Flying up in the air and just shooting fire down, kind of propelling herself. Almost gives me like a Boba Fett kind of feel with like the jetpack. I don't know, not really. He's got a flamethrower too, I think. But anyway, I don't know. She's awesome. I like Bernice too. Especially her playstyle. And there was something else I was going to say. Oh yeah, she's strong. She's carrying tanks on her back in order for this to, like, which makes sense. But that's a lot. She's a strong lady. She's a very strong lady. Anyway, Bernice, super cool. I remember playing her test run, I think I said during the video itself, and I was just like, man, if I could pull for this character, I would. I couldn't at the time, but I was like, if I could, I would. 100%. All right. Now, next one is
Don't
Yanagi.
worry. Section 6 knows exactly how to handle this sort of thing. I can deal with an enemy like you in no time. Sukushiro Yanagi, awaiting orders. Surrender! Weak spot located. Mind and body.
The victor is clear.
Unfortunately, we're just not an even match.
Yeah, I love her. I don't know. What do you want from me? No, okay, so samurai sword. Electric powers. Super fast movements. Cool poses. hot poses. She's got it all. And her music was really good too. Very fitting for her, and her, you know, had some that it was modernized, but it had some of that traditional feel to it, which makes sense for what I understand of her story. And yeah, just a lot of... Oh man, I mean the slash through and like this pose that she has right here, just oh my god. To like look how cool this is. She just messed these guys up, and it is just, you know, is she not using a samurai sword? Is that more of a polearm? Is it both? It might be both. Or maybe she just has both. Oh yeah, and then this here, and then you have the impact frame. Look how sick that looks. I love that. Just the blue and the black, and you just see the silhouette of her hand, shoulder, her hair, her face, just like that. And like things like that go by so fast, but it adds so much to it when you're watching it just naturally. Oof, you really feel the power from these scenes when they just play, and then you pause and you look at them like this, and you're just like, damn, how do you, like, yeah, you just thought that was gonna look good, and guess what, it did, because they know their stuff, and that's awesome. All right, Yanagi was great. Okay, now we're gonna move on to Lighter. And I don't know much about him. I've seen some stuff, but let's see some more.
You feeling fired up? Next round. Make way for the undefeated champion! Anyone else want to go for a round with the undefeated champion?
No, I'm good. I'm good, bro. Yeah, so Lighter. I'm getting a few different feels from this, right? So I apologize if you don't like things getting compared to other things, but that's just how it works, so I'm not sorry. I think of a few things when I see Lighter, and he's like a combination of these things. Well, for me anyway, when I see him, and this, none of this is bad. It's just what I'm picking up, right? And now, having a character that punches is not new. So, yeah, I'm not trying to say that these other characters were the first to do it. But just as far as Hoyo games go, it's like a faster Risley. A little bit from Genshin. Except we're dealing with fire here. The animations are, of course, different too. I'm just looking at the gauntlet and I'm like, oh yeah, that looks kind of like that, right? Once again, not saying that's the only thing it can be compared to. The next thing is that playstyle-wise, seems actually pretty stationary. For as far as a compared to other Zenless Zone Zero characters that I've seen, there's a lot of moving around and dodging. And there is here, like, he's got the sidestep thing. But he's also very planted in place, just doing, like, a bunch of punches. Like, a bunch of punches, which looks really cool. And that kind of thing reminds me of gameplay you'd get also from another character in Genshin, like Ayato. Because he is very stationary when he's doing his attack, and it's just really quick slashes. while he stands in place, kind of, right? So it feels like more along the lines of that kind of gameplay style. So we got the punching, we have the more stationary with like the subtle dodges, and then we have what else did I want to say? Oh yeah, and then not Hoyoverse related at all, but just because of like maybe like how he's dressed and the music I was hearing and the fire to his punches and his kicks and all that stuff, and I get this like dramatic feel, you know, like who wants to take on the undefeated champion, right? I'm getting Captain Falcon vibes. I'm getting Captain Falcon vibes hard. I don't know. It's not a bad thing. I think it's funny. But it was, out of all the things that I was trying to compare this character to in my head when I was watching it, first thing I thought of was Captain Falcon. Just because of fire plus punch. He's not screaming Falcon punch. She's not doing that at all at any point in time. But he's still like this, just like a cool guy doing cool things. And there's fire and pain that follows when it hits you, you know? Anyway, Lighter was cool. I like that. All right, so let's see now. Let's go to... Oop. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Oh, we only have a few more left. Look at that. Miyabi.
My blade is ready. Hoshimi Miyabi, here to support.
Jesus!
Overconfident. An opening. Hit its weak point. Swift and decisive.
Wow.
Leave it to me. Cut through chaos. I swear on my blade. All clear. Let's keep moving.
Yeah, it's all clear. Holy crap. Okay. So Miyabi's awesome. And I've think in past Zenless Zone Zero videos I've showed my I've expressed how cool I think Miyabi is. I like her design. Her combat looks really fun. I mean, I love the look of how she darts in there real fast, does a bunch of stuff, dives out, and as she's sheathing her sword, you just see like all the slashes go off. That's such like a classic thing to do for like some samurai swords person, where they do a thing and then like it's like everything catches up to them because they were so fast, right? It looks really, really cool here. And I think this was the first Intel where they showed a swap out between characters. You know, like there was the moment where she was doing her thing, Miyabi's doing her thing, and then swaps out for Yanagi to do her thing, and then jumps back in as Miyabi to continue doing her thing. Maybe that was like a little game thing. Like, I know you can swap characters around and do combos and stuff with them, but I'm wondering if there's like some specific mechanic to her where that works really well. But regardless, she's zipping around, she's slashing, she's looking cool while doing it. Love the glowing, ethereal, maybe fire, like blue hair that she has when she's just going insane in here. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of little touches like that too. Like you kind of see it there. Let's see. Oh, were people on this looking for what this is? Oh, maybe not. I don't know. I thought maybe this was like a face or something. I don't know, maybe that means something. Maybe that looks like a single eye. Yeah. Not really gonna know, personally, but I'm sure that has something to do with her character and story. Comes out of her sword. But yeah, the visuals in these have been outstanding so far. Zenless Zone Zero is a pretty game. It's a pretty game. I don't think you even have to play it to just recognize that, like, oh yeah, it just looks good, right? For the style that it's in, it looks good. All right, this is Harumasa.
More? Why won't this day end? How about this? You all just surrender now. Deal? Stay there.
Hold on, Harumasa. What happened with the subtitles here? I'll leave them on anyway, but let me start over. Just so I don't have to mess with the other videos.
Why won't this day end? How about this? You all just surrender now. Deal? Stay there. Don't move. Hitting the mark is all that matters. Full of opening. I just got lucky. With a clear mind, arrows fly through. If there's no other work, why not just call it a day?
I agree. I think if you finish your work for what you have to do that day, I think you're done. I think you can go home. And that is something that, at least in Japanese culture, is not a thing you can do. You can finish your work within the first 5 minutes if you're going to work. But you gotta stay for the whole day. You gotta stay longer than the whole day. You gotta stay until your boss leaves. Well, you don't have to, but you better. Or you're just a bad person. I mean, you're not really, but, you know, that's just what they'll think. Anyway, Harumasa is a character that I went from, like, yeah, I like that guy, to seeing that animation of him in, which was, like, his demo, I think? Or was it, like, a teaser? Can't remember what it was, but it was, like, animated. And, it was just a short film all on its own, and now this guy is like, I am super interested in this character, and it's really cool to see that his gameplay looks like a lot of fun. He's got like this mix of ranged combos and up close combos, dashing around and stuff. They showed the swap out thing again, where one character knocked enemies up in the air, swapped out, and he did like this freaking arrow rain thing on them, and like that was cool. I don't know. I'm really liking what they're doing here, how they're showing these off, and the potential things you could do with them. He's pretty sick. I don't know. And I feel like when making moves for bow characters, you could run into a problem of, how do we make this look cool? But maybe not too ridiculous, right? And I think they were able to pull that off with this guy. Right? I should finish my thought. There's a chance of, when making moves for a bow character, it could either be like too far-fetched, kind of ridiculous, or maybe too boring, right? Because normally you stand there and you aim and you shoot, and that might get boring to look at over and over and over and over again if you're playing a game that essentially has no end in sight as of yet. So you need the characters to be moving around more, doing things, and they do that really well here to show the amount of action a kind of character like this, despite being very different from other ones. You know, showing how cool they can be. How diverse, maybe that's not the right word. I don't know. Just unique. You know, they made him his own thing. And that's what I like about Zenless Zone Zero, is that all the characters, to me anyway, from what I've seen, they feel different. They're very much to themselves and their moveset, and there's not really any characters that seem too much like other ones. You can argue like the Ambi and the Ambi clones, maybe, as far as Ambi and was it Soldier 11, was that her name? Something like that. They're very similar, except Soldier is maybe a little slower, but if you do her moves right, you get fire. Meanwhile, Ambi's just like quick slash electric slash, and it's cool. Yeah, I don't know, but I haven't played in a while, so maybe they are very different, and I just don't remember properly. But yeah, cool, nice. Let's move on to the next one. We have
The anticipation off stage is the perfect prelude. Take a deep breath. The spotlight's about to shine. The stage will be mine. Don't underestimate the power of music. Let my singing guide you. My song is with you. Ooh, we really harmonize.
okay. That's pretty unique right there. I was just talking about how these moves and these characters seem pretty unique from each other. She seems like she's very heavily a support character, where she's either debuffing the enemies or buffing your other party members with doing her song, and you get like additional damage out there on the field. Even when she looked like she was doing her ultimate, her animation, like her character was still there on the field for like an extended period of time. I know you can do things and you can swap out real quick and still have the other character there in the scene doing their thing or finishing up their animation while you're now controlling someone else. But for her, that seemed like it was even an extended period of time, an even longer period of time of her just like chilling out there singing her song while you're moving around doing stuff and they're taking additional hits, and that looked cool. I could be wrong about that. If you know, you can let me know what she's actually doing, but I figured that she was either buffing or debuffing, and that's great. That's real cool, and it's through the power of song. She also had a very like poppy music to go with it. I don't know terminology, you know that, but yeah, she just it was a different vibe, and I like that. That was good. All right, moving on. This is all right. Last one, and we're all caught up. Oh, hold on. You start way too fast. All right, Evelyn.
A little downtime between missions. Lucky me. No sign of danger doesn't mean we're safe. Relax. You're in good hands.
Ooh.
As expected.
Press the advantage.
I'll protect you, Miyabi. Nothing slips through my defenses. Full lockdown complete.
Okay. All right. Great. Evelyn is a beast. So yeah, she's like super secret agent assassin person, right? And she's got this flaming garrote wire and doing crazy combos with that, like turning people into living yo-yos. Well, maybe they're not living after they're done being a yo-yo, but they're getting wrecked. Wrecking people. I got hints of Yelan from Genshin Impact, and I got hints of Kafka from Honkai Star Rail, and they made her, and she's cool. Oh, she's really cool. Very chaotic on screen, but not in a bad way. You could say that a lot of these animations were very chaotic, and yeah, but I really enjoyed that. I like also how they put Astra on screen, Astra Yao, right? Because, and I still get comments about this, at the end of Evelyn's trailer, she's told to go after Astra, right? And she kind of walks away, does her thing, and then enters her home. And you hear a voice, and I was like, who is that? Is that a kid? What's going on? And it was Astra the whole time, and people like telling me that it was Astra. They really do. And it's okay, because looking back at it, I don't know why I wouldn't think that. But then you have some assholes that are just like, well, how do you not recognize her voice? I'm like, dude, you think I'm going to remember all the voices in these things? It's not like I'm playing the game with the character in my party where I get to hear it every day because I'm grinding and I'm trying to get the dailies and all that stuff. Like, this is my first time hearing the character's voice. I'm sorry, but I'm not. Anyway, my mistake. I misunderstood. But anyway, I am interested in the story. I am interested in like what's going on between these two characters. And now after seeing this, seeing how Evelyn fights, yeah, I mean, I already believed that she was a badass because most people are going to be badasses in this world. But that was nuts. That was crazy. I didn't really know what she was going to be about. I figured that she was going to be kind of Jane Doe-ish in combat, but no, they didn't give her knives. They gave her wire, and it's devastating. But anyway, I just watched through all of the available intels. I don't think there are any more. I'm going to double check. Nope, I scroll up. Okay, yeah, so there are no more intels for me to watch. And look at that. It only took me close to 40 minutes to watch 10 minutes worth of stuff. I don't know. I think that's a good thing. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. This was a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to watching more Zenless Zone Zero stuff. I'm going to try to get to the version trailer soon, but it might take me a bit because there's a lot, and some of them are pretty long compared to other videos and other version trailers I've seen. But we'll see. We'll go from there, and yeah, it'll happen eventually. But we're going to continue the rotation, and I'm sure that there's going to be some Honkai Impact 3rd stuff coming up soon. So keep on the lookout for that if you're interested. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like. If you have something to share, then write a comment down below. If you want to support me, you can find out how to do so in the description. And also, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Every little bit counts. It means a lot. And until next time, shine on, you crazy diamonds. Later.